Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, Ray. Hello, Lime. Hello, Kaya. And hello, Teague. Who else do we have out there right now? All right. Oh, I realize I have Prominence's address up here. Let me put that away. Hooray! Hey, Billy! Of course we have Billy here. Awesome. Perfect. I'm glad you're here, Billy. I think you'll probably be able to chime in a whole bunch on this. So, I know people are still trickling in, so I'll probably say this, you know, a couple of times here just to make sure everyone is on the same page. So, the goal of today is basically to experiment with how to make a photo studio inside of an apartment. And I guess you could argue that this could be done anywhere. It could be done inside a house. It could be done wherever, really. But I think I will fully admit, I still am not much of an expert at this. So this is much less of a tutorial stream and much more of a open experimenting kind of let's figure this out together sort of thing. And I think that hopefully we can, over the next 3 streams, what I want to do is today I want to try to building just the foundation of an apartment studio. And that's so to say, like, let's build this place into, let's try a couple different layouts of like how you could do a photo shoot area, because obviously there's multiple orientations within an apartment that would work. So, you know, we're going to start here with a blank apartment and we're just going to kind of see how we can dress this up so it feels like a photo studio, both from an maybe immersive standpoint. Like, for example, if you wanted to make a photo studio that people could sort of semi-role play in, but then also take photos in, but then also from the perspective of someone who doesn't care about any of that and just purely needs, like, you know, everything to be funneled at making this a photo studio. I think, like, in the end game, what I would do personally is kind of have it be like the front third is sort of immersive venue kind of vibe, and then the back 2/3 and probably 3/4 of the slots is all kind of dedicated to the items that would go towards the backdrop and photo shoot itself. But that's the thing, I have not had a chance to really do much with this idea. So I've done a couple little basic things, but I think that this is going to be a really good chance for me to really experiment and kind of just try a bunch of different ideas with you guys. And together we're going to kind of discover how these things can work. And of course we have maybe some resident experts here like Billy. I know Juliet's really great with Gpose as well. There's, I mean, a whole bunch of you guys have posted really fantastic photos in the Discord and everything. So if anything, this is as much a learning stream for me as it is you guys. So, and then maybe down the road, eventually, once I get more practiced and more comfortable and I understand like how a lot of this works, then I'll do like maybe sort of the equivalent of my housing 101, right? Where I actually will go and like create little, you know, what do you call it? It's like visuals and stuff to go along, visual accompaniment, visual aid. There you go. That's the term, visual aid, to go along with what I'm saying and kind of make it into a lesson. But I think right now I don't have enough knowledge to properly tell anybody that I am would be the teacher on this, because I am very much a student of this and a beginner at that. So yeah. So we're gonna do the foundational studio elements right now, today, touch on a little bit, I think, of the backdrop, but we're not going to go too crazy on building the actual backdrop. And then on Wednesday and then next Monday, I have 2 separate housing streams all just carved out for basically just going wild with trying different ideas for making backdrops for photo studios. And I think that that's something I wanted to do because I think there's, well, it's like infinite what you can do with that. But also it's a very different mindset from, I think, what I usually do, which is very like immersion, very like immersive builds, trying to really encase the user, the viewer, the character in that world that I've created and not break their immersion for any reason whatsoever. But I know that for photo studios, I mean, that's not really the focus. The focus is creating 1 or maybe 2 or 3 really amazing like money shots, or like what, I don't know what's the term, right? Like keyframes maybe, like you need to view, like it's meant to be, I walk in the room and I stand right here and there's all this awesome stuff all around me, or I turn the camera and there's another one here or something like that, right? And it doesn't really matter that there's nothing going on over here or here or something, which is a very different mindset, I think, from what I'm used to. But yeah, I think it's a cool challenge that I'm excited to tackle. Okay, and sorry, I know, Billy, I saw you've been messaging here. Let me catch up here what you're saying. So, okay. Apartment is such tricky depending on how dense you make it. True, yeah, so apartment, I'm sure apartment's gonna be an interesting challenge here too, because we can't push stuff up to the floor. And I mean, just the fact that you're kind of boxed in a little bit. I mean, it's literally a box. Let's see, all 4 of the ones I just, oh, that's right. So Billy, just in case anybody is reading what Billy's saying here, basically, Billy just posted in my Discord a whole bunch of his photo studios. And actually, I believe he posted on his Twitter and everything too. So if you're interested, Billy, what's your Twitter again? Give a shout out to you and your Twitter. And I know you just posted a bunch of really awesome photo studio builds that you just completed. And so that's why Billy does have some expertise of this. Oh shoot, that's right, links. Can you do that in a non-link way? Just really quick. Is it Billy? I can do it, if anything, too. Let me look it up. I can look it up probably. But let's see here. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Billy. At Billy, of course, on Twitter. Yeah, so if you were curious to see the 4 that he's created recently that we're talking about, I do believe they're on there. So all 4 of the ones I just finished are floated entirely because of not having a basement to float up from. Even then, the items I can use were still much more limited in-house. People can also make really nice studios in a much less complex fashion than I did. Photo studios are nice in that they can be simple or complex as simple or complex as you want. Yeah, I know what you mean. So, and the last thing he said was, Billy says, I wish my brain was wired to design the more abstract photo studios that I see lots of people do. Yeah, it's a very different mindset. I think from what I've seen of your work, Billy, you and I have a similar kind of approach to housing, which is kind of creating sort of worlds almost or something, right? Like we're coming at it more from like a world building aspect where we're trying to create sort of a experience to be within versus this abstract kind of singular views and stuff kind of settings of photo studios. But I think it's a really good creative exercise, right? To try something that's sort of it's a bit atypical for your style. So I think this will be really fun. And Billy makes a good point too, which is that in an apartment, we cannot push things up through the floor, but what we can do is just raise the whole floor up. And so I think that'll be something we try, right? So I think what I want to do is I want to try doing at least 3 different layouts here. So I think what we're going to do is one layout is just pretty much one giant photo studio thing, right? Like it's kind of like one giant photo setup area. The second will be multiple photo setups, right? Like multiple studio areas, like multiple areas where you could be doing photo shoots within the same apartment. A third, but it's more like 2.5, might be taking what we have there and then trying to see if we can just add like a little bit of a something cool in the front to make it feel a little bit more like an actual studio. And then I think the third/fourth concept would be floating the studio upward. So that way you walk in and then you actually kind of walk up or somehow just kind of ascend up to where the actual photo shoot area is, which will allow you to have things kind of pushed up through the bottom, because normally you wouldn't be able to push things up through the floor. And hello, Sunny. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. How are you doing, Sunny? Man, I love that. I love how you do the little sunflower thing. It's just such a obvious great play on your name, but it just feels good, you know? It's nice. But yeah, so does that sound good for everybody? All right, let's see here. So where to begin? Okay, so I actually saw this post way long ago, and I've actually was struggling today before the stream started to try to find where I had this tweet. I could have sworn I had this tweet saved somewhere, and I cannot for the life of me figure out where it is now. But it is by Leon Aquitaine. I think it's Aquitaine on Twitter. And he has been posting, he posts some absolutely stunning, beautiful work, Gpose wise. He seems to be like quite the expert at this actually. And so I actually am realizing as I'm scrolling through his Twitter right now, trying to find this post, how much other stuff he's posted about Gpose. So actually I might want to digest some of this off stream too, and help relay this to you guys and showcase it for when we do the next streams as well. But man, so there was, the thing is, he had this post. I'm almost 100% sure it is Leon here. And it basically showed how to set up a really basic photo studio. And it was fantastic. It was, it basically just showed like a really simple setup. And I think that's kind of, when I first Googled or when I first was looking up photo studios, he had happened to post about this sometime, like in that sort of time frame. And I remember just using this as a great reference. But dang, for the life of me, I cannot seem to figure out where this would have gone. My note on this. Darn, because it's so good. So sorry, let me quickly. I'm still just trying to see if I can figure out where this dang. It bugs me a lot that I cannot find this tweet. But Sunny, I'm doing well. So yeah, no, I just had a good weekend. It was great. I got a chance to hang out with quite a number of people the last several days. So I know a lot of you, we got to kind of like, we went out for Aramore's birthday. Sunday garden party was great. I got a chance to talk to a lot of you guys over the last several days, get to know some of you a little better. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad. And Krista, hello. Hello, Krista. And Lime, hello too. Yeah. Yeah, it was a great time. Oh, what's up, Aramore, Liara? Hey, you guys are here too? Awesome. All right, so let's get started building this thing. I think I'm gonna keep explaining as I go, and I can't for the life of me figure out where the heck this thing is. But dang. Okay, but here I'm gonna just give a shout out though to Mr. Leon. I'm gonna post this here in the chat too. It's Leon Aquitaine. Okay, so there it is. That's the guy. That's the person I'm talking about on Twitter. So it is Leon Aquitaine, Famfrit, and this person has just absolutely beautiful photography, and they've also been they just periodically post like a bunch of really amazing snippets of like how to get really good results for your Gpose. And I think also stuff for like reshade and some other stuff too if you do some of that kind of stuff. Which I do not have access to at the moment, but maybe one day. Yeah, just really beautiful work. Okay, I will explain by hope. If you're watching this VOD in the future, I will find this tweet and I'll link it below in the video description because this will be on YouTube. So I'll put it all in the description below. I'll post a link to Leon's Twitter as well as the reference tweet that I'm talking about and what I'm about to build here. Because this basic setup definitely goes big shout out to him for kind of jump starting me in this direction. Also, I'm glad that you liked the music at the garden party, Billy. I'm glad you could make it out. And Mika, Billy the Miko in the leather jacket. You got your bee's knees dance, I trust, right? Awesome, that's awesome. I'm so glad that people are starting to like recognize other people from the events and everything. This is awesome. This is exactly what I wanted. It's all part of the plan. But okay, so the way that he had this very basic studio setup, and I think this is perfect because he also made the point of saying that this is apartment friendly. So basically what you do is let's show. So basically we got a Aquitaine, right? This is the housing NPCs, and you can just buy these in the housing ward. So here we go. Now, here we go. I'm gonna do my little setup over here, like I've been doing for the other tutorials and stuff. Okay, so we got our Aquitaine, and we got a junk monger. So we got our items, housing items, then we got our dyes. And I'm not limiting myself to NPC items this time, but to start, it is basically all NPC items, so there's no reason not to. This is not an NPC item, obviously, but I'm just gonna put my summoning bell down. We have our usual toolkit, which is gonna be, a stage panel, wooden loft, Riviera wall shelf if we need to float anything. And then the basics of this is pretty much just white screens here, right? And then white half partitions. You see that? White screens, white half partitions, and you can just get them here at the Aquitaine. So if anybody is like watching the stream here and wants to follow along with what I'm doing, that's why I'm explaining this. Because you can build one too, maybe if you have a blank apartment or something. Okay, so basically all we're gonna do is we buy a bunch of white screens, and you can just get this on the housing vendor, and we're just gonna place this down. But a key thing here is we want to leave a little bit of room behind each of these. We don't need to push them all the way up into the wall. First of all, because we don't want to see this. We don't want to see like all this crap, poking through. But also, the way we're going to use the lighting later, we want to leave some space there. Okay, so like, I think that's good. Just you don't need it all the way to the wall, so to say, right? And that goes for here too, right? So we can actually pull these in a little bit so that they're not going through the wall. On the left and the right here, right? And we can even use the ceiling to help us make sure that we're kind of even on that. Are we even? Yeah, I think so. Roughly. Or you could always measure in grid snaps. So touch the wall. 1, 2. Ooh. 1, 2, 3. Let's go 3 clicks in, right? Touch the wall. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then rotate 90, and then we can make it seamless here. Just make sure it's seamless. Okay. And then we can push this out. So it looks like we're gonna have this little 2 snaps out from the rest of it, right? So 1, 2. Okay. And we can narrow this in even a bit more, I think, to be honest. I'm being kind of precise here, but to be honest, you don't need to be super precise or anything. This is actually, we're going to vary this up quite a bit. Okay, so basically, we're going to do this and this. This might actually end up, well, it's kind of like, yeah, it's a half tutorial, half experimenting, right? So you basically create this. And I mean, honestly, right there, bam, that's it. You're done. All right, stream over. Bye, guys. We did it. But yeah, so he adds on that he likes to put these down. Okay, so white half partitions, and he puts them down like this, and just a little bit inside of here. So not quite to the edge and not way up against this. It's just a little bit outwards, right? So you go here too, right? And you can go like this, and you can go like this. Okay. And to be perfectly honest, that is actually the whole setup for the most part of this very basic thing. Don't worry, Lime, the stream's not over. I just joked because we basically, I mean, the stream promised we would set up an apartment photo studio, and voila, here we have it. There you have it, the apartment photo studio. It's done. Give me my paycheck. I'm out. Wait. One moment. I just want to make sure I got a little small error message. There we go. Okay, but so yeah, basically, the idea here too is that we are using these as what we're going to stand on so that our character isn't up against the ground. And that's like especially useful because like you have little seams on the ground, there might be stuff poking on the ground, there might be lights hidden below here. And the main idea is we use these to stand, right? They have collision on the top of them. And then we have the white walls, which we could also color arguably to whatever we want. And I believe what he said in his tweet, again, I really need to find that. I will try to clarify this on the future streams, but what he said in his tweet was something like that the nice thing about all these white partitions, is that your camera actually goes through them, right? So a lot of the other partitions and things, your camera cannot actually poke through them in this same way, right? So with other walls, your camera will just stop. This is the bed meta thing. This is basically like, I mean, it's very good for immersion, right? But this creates a problem when you're trying to, for example, crane your camera just behind here or something to, like, for example, right here, see? I wouldn't be able to get this angle exactly because my camera will get blocked and my camera will get pushed in like this on some other walls. So that's why not only are these perfect for the sloping thing, but they let your camera go through them. And I think that's intentional because they are kind of meant for studios. But actually these two are also allow your camera to go push through them. And the way he was demonstrating is, because then what you can do is you turn the lights all the way off, right? Because this way it's all just controlled lighting. This is like, I think photography 101, right? Is it's all about light. Because actually literally a photo, light, right? I mean photos, right? It's everything. The photo doesn't exist without light. So what your job is as a photographer is to basically control light as best you can, or shoot in optimal lighting. In the studio, the idea is you control 100% of the light ideally. So start with zero lighting, or is a good option potentially, because then you have a blank canvas and now you can light this thing. So the basic lighting thing that he was kind of setting up was something like, you pop like 2 lights, right? So for example, you can do this. You can go back behind here, get just behind here, and like put a light in, right? And then bam, right? We get some like really dramatic looking light that's like coming through. Which also is nice because then you can do something like this where the light can be a little farther away and it's not so harsh on your character. So I know some people, sometimes you see if someone does a light and it goes like this, right? That's actually not too bad, right? But like you get sometimes this really, really harsh light that's like too intense. It's too crazy. And you can bring the light down, sure. But like another way you could do this is you can tuck it behind here, right? You could even like try to, I think, bounce it off the walls or something if you wanted. I think Leon actually even made the point of putting one even like down here potentially. Like, I think you could probably fiddle around with like how you're aiming this thing. But you can, the nice thing about putting the walls here, right, is that you can actually hide light sources, he was saying, down here, and you won't see the like the point where it pops out, you know? See like here? There's a light here, but it's gonna get a little bit blocked. So it's not as, I think, harsh, and it will bounce up though, along here. I believe that's what, wait, well, we set that as 1. Yeah, so see how we have the light is here, and it's spilling up the wall, but it's getting blocked like this direction. So you can create some interesting gradients and stuff like that. Right? Oh man, power pose. All right, I'll take it. Or actually, I don't know. What thing? There we go. Okay. So I think the thing he did in his feed was really interesting, right? So he basically he did like 2 color lights. So he put like one here, for example. Let's aim it at the back wall. Number 2, and let's give it like a really weird, like a crazy color. Right? So he did like this, and then he could do like, going back here and do like another really wacky looking cool color. So like number 3, let's give this a red tint, or like even, oh that was kind of cool. Like, was that pinkish? Oh, that's a little too crazy. Okay. Okay, let's make this really dramatic looking. Is that red? Ooh. Okay, so see that this is the harsh spotlight. So let's aim this a little bit. Instead of so like we don't want this like really crazy hot spot, right? We want it a little bit more neutral looking, like the blue there. So I think what we can do is aim this upward a bit more. I think this might be what they said. You bounce it off the wall up in the top. So a lot of like photography too, they talk about like bouncing light. That's where if you ever see those photo shoots, they have those huge like umbrellas and everything. It's because instead of shining a light directly on something, if you bounce it off something, the light gets a lot softer. and less crazy looking. So we can go like this. Oh, let's go full. Okay, 3. Ooh, does that look cool? Ooh, that's actually pretty interesting. Let's see, how did he do it? He did a really cool, oh gosh. He did a really cool thing where he was getting this like duotone look. Hello, Juliet. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Let's see, in the in-game Gpose lighting projects well onto the screen to adjust the color of the walls. However you want while Gposing is nice. Yeah. So we're playing around here with right? It's like trying to bounce this light off the walls. How did he do this again? I think maybe I'm bouncing a little too off the walls and not onto the character enough. So I think let's try again. Maybe above here. And try setting this here. Because I really want like a more dramatic look on me. Maybe we can like have me looking up to the side too. Or something. Okay, so like there, and let's try the red. Oh, yeah, he had this better. Oh, I think I know what he did. Let's just see. So I was fiddling around with this too. Good, agreed. I think he actually dyed the background black, which helped make sure that he really pops out from this. So instead of just having like this, right, with the white background, you kind of get a little bit lost maybe, and the light kind of gets all diffused everywhere. But if we knock the background to black, then actually you really pop out, I think, and the lighting really shines through. I might actually need to leave the apartment really quick to get this. But it's okay, I can do this. But yeah, you can start to see what the effect is here, right? You see this here? Where we can get this really crazy looking like duotone, dual color effect with the reds and the blues kind of interacting, or you could create whatever you want. And it's a very dramatic look, obviously. But great for like maybe a club poster or something. And of course you could play with lighting being more neutral. This is a great setup just by itself to even just take a basic photo. So if you just knocked everything to white, oh gosh. Yeah, so if you did the same thing, but you just knocked everything to white, you could also just get like a really nice, clean thing to cut yourself out from. Right, so I've done this where you just go, oops. Maybe not so crazy harsh, but like this, right? I'm gonna do this really quickly because this is gonna be very rough, but basically, boop, boop, right? And then there, you can just do this, and then you'd have like a really clean looking, for the most part. You need some lighting maybe on your face or something, but you can get a pretty nice looking cutout shot like this, right? And something, oh, here's a really good point. If you didn't know this, this might change your Gpose game quite a bit. So one trick that a lot of the Gposers do is you rotate the camera, right? So like here, you're like trying to get your character like this, right? And you're like, oh man, like how do I get how do I get all of me in the shot, right? So maybe I go like this or something, right? There you go, right? But I have to kind of zoom way out. So the big like aha thing, which is in hindsight is so obvious when you think about it, but I mean, I didn't think of this. I did not come up with this, but basically what you do is you just take this and you just rotate the whole camera, right? And then you just, so you do this, and now you're sideways, which is very disorienting a little bit, but yeah, basically you rotate like this, but that allows you to get really close like this, see? And you have so much more of your character in view, right? This obviously takes a little bit more getting used to than I'm good with, so because I'm clearly not very good at this. Here we go. Let's see. How do we do? So you can go like this. I'm not really a big fan of this expression. Let's put a better expression on. Right. So we can do beam. There we go. Or something, or oh, he looks so mouth closed and everything. But that's fine. Okay, so we're beaming. Oh, I see why it's kind of weird, because you're like, sheer. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so we have like that, and then we can go close, and then we can rotate, right? So right now, this is nice because it's like I'm pretty much in focus. We should turn off depth of field too. There we go, nice and sharp, in focus. I know the screen's a little blown out looking. I'm sorry. I think right now my screen is set for like prominence and some of the nightlife stuff, so it's gonna make it really, really bright. I do apologize, it looks a little extra too bright there, but here you go. So you could do this, but then to get so much more of your character in view, like the full outfit and stuff, people just do this. Right? And then you go like this. Oh man, this is so weird to maneuver. Everything's like all messed up. But there you go, all the pros are doing it. But yeah, you could see how I could do this now and take a photo like this and then just rotate it back in post. And then you'd have the ability to be really zoomed into your character. Like this. And get all of the clarity and the detail, right? And get also the height. So yeah, that's like, I think, a really, really handy tip, and how you see those people get those really beautiful character portrait shots is you do something like this, right? You can set up a basic photo studio, and then you can light your character, and then you do the rotate, and there you go. Oh god. Batman. I'm sorry if that's disorienting anybody. Let's go. Okay. Really quickly, I would like to get some soot black dye, ideally. And I think... do I have any on me? Let's see. There we go. Okay, so something you can do here is furnishing color. Let's dye this black. I mean, we could even go a step further and dye these black too. Right? Okay, so now we have the blackout look. I wonder if do you even dye this? Can you dye this? Oh yeah, you can. Let's do that. Okay, so now you have floating in a void. Let's get a cooler outfit on. Something more interesting. Or like more, you know, where the light could really play off of it, I think, a little bit better. Let me try with all black. I'm kind of curious how that will look. Okay, so now... I kind of wish I wasn't doing that particular emote. There we go. Okay, I'll just be looking off in the distance like models do, looking at something arbitrary in the distance that looks probably really awesome. You guys ever have that problem where like the Gpose menu disappears and then you can't get back into it? Like this menu won't reappear? Oh, kind of weirdly, it's already set. Me looking off in the distance. Okay, let's try the dual color thing again. Let's bounce that off the roof. Oh wait, I think I had blue over here. Okay. And let's go with the red over here. Do I need to put it over here more? Oh, actually that is getting me the little glow though on my face. Like even though it's not showing on the black, because it is black, I think black absorbs light. That kind of makes sense. Okay, but now we're starting to get that like really, you know, the really cool like just highlight glows on your character, right? So it's very like cyberpunky kind of look, maybe. I like that. That's actually pretty cool looking. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Hopefully it actually takes. And then let's try that thing with the rotate. Oh god. Okay, I'm getting better at this, but it's still pretty bad. But there we go, right? Take this. Beautiful. And you could change the colors and stuff all up. That's pretty cool. Okay. Just... Oh, Juliet. But it's true. You could just turn your head sideways. And then to rotate it back, you just rotate your head back, right? Problem solved. Big brain moves from Juliet over here. The weird thing is like maneuvering the keys and stuff. I don't know. It just feels really, really awkward. But yeah, for sure. I think it is actually a good point though. Just kind of reorient yourself by turning your head and everything when doing that. But yeah, so that's like a basic photo studio. Honestly, you can do like so much with just this and just the lighting, right? Just in terms of just getting glamour pictures of your character, I think. Oh yeah, I'm doing this on keyboard. I also have a controller, but I'm much more comfortable with the keyboard. So I'm using like the arrow keys. So that's partially it. So I also have noticed, okay, so maybe we have some Gpose experts out here too, but I've also noticed that a lot of the Gpose studios seem to use dragon floor lamps a lot. Is there a particular reason why these in particular are used? So I got a couple here, but like, is there a reason why dragon floor lamps specifically are the ones that everybody uses? They have a really nice light, I think, but like, I guess, is it because it's rather neutral in its lighting? And is it directional? And what I mean by that is, if I rotate the light, okay, no, so the light is being emitted like 360 all around it. It's like, it isn't like the wings there don't stop the light from going out the back, right? It's even lighting versus a flashlight, right, where it would be aimed or something. But so is the idea here that it's just very nice neutral lighting on your characters? So if I do this and like, oh, maybe I should just on a thing, right? So if I'm like here, you could have like maybe these just like off camera. And they're tabletop. So if I'm standing like here, you can get some kind of nice dramatic lighting, but then also maybe use just the lights built into Gpose and stuff. Is that right? Let's see. Probably neutral lighting, just being able to turn it on and off. Yeah, it is a really neutral color. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm guessing that's probably it. It's that there's almost no color temperature to this. And for anybody who maybe doesn't know that term, right? The color temperature refers to what color the light is. And it's so like warm, there's like warm light, cool light, and that kind of thing, right? And so in photography, that's a big thing you have to think about. And actually, it's not just photography, it's also a big thing in like interior design, because it changes the mood. But obviously white is neutral, and then a lower amount of voltage gives you a warmer color temperature, and a higher amount of voltage gives you a bluish tint. And then sort of a medium amount of voltage gives you the white tint. In real life, that is. That's like actual physics. But then here, yeah, this is pretty neutral. So I think that's probably must be why people use these dragon lamps, is just because they're pretty close to neutral white. So they don't interfere with any lighting schemes that you may have. So now if we were to drop in, oh, let's see, my control bar is not locked. There we go. Now it is. But if we had like a blue light here, we wouldn't want there to be a natural yellow light in the house. Like for example, I don't know, a Hingen light or something. Like, oh here, you can hear it, so you can see the difference, right? As soon as I bring this in, it's like changing the color. And my skin tone might be all yellow and stuff now, which may be what you want, I don't know. Or especially something like this, super warm. But really beautiful lighting too, for different kinds of looks. So I'm guessing people use this in combination, right? So basically what you can do is, if you want, like, for example, a cool scene, like a really ambient scene with a lot of really warm lights, but then you need to like buff up the light in some location a bit and you don't want to accidentally taint the light and kind of like change its overall appearance, then you could add one of these dragon lamps into that area, maybe behind something even, right? So you could even like pop one of these like behind here, and then you'd get a little bit of light spill upwards without really changing the tone of this much. But now you have this little bit of like that, you know. And then you also still would have your 3 separate lights in the Gpose. Okay. So that's setup number 1, right? It's kind of like you just walk in and bada boom, there's like a big, huge one here. I think I was kind of curious just to see what we could do when you try to like make them a little bit smaller or make several of them in an apartment. Because I could see having just, that's kind of gigantic and it's probably good for one single use, but maybe you'd want to have a bunch of them. So, for example, I'm just going to really roughly do this. Let's see. Partitions. Where is it? The white screens, right? Did I miss it? White screen. There it is. White screen. 1, 2. Let's get a couple more of these. I feel like it's really weird that it's so close to the door. But I think I've known a lot of people will do stuff like this, where it's like very small. And you could just do maybe a single thing like this. And you could stand here. And actually, if anything, that will create some like weird shadows and stuff. So you could even just angle these out a bit so it's a little bit less crazy looking or something. I'm guessing. You should just play around with that a bit. Part of that is because the lights are on right now. Hey Tessa, what's up? How are you doing? Let's see here. How can we, what should we do here? Okay, hold on, let's move this to the side. So sometimes it's just helpful to kind of reset for a moment. Okay. So what if we had the blackout area here? And then we could have oh, that's kind of cool actually. Having like a split. Maybe. Something like this. Kind of neat where you have like you'd walk in and then you kind of have your two areas. That's very claustrophobic. I think that needs to be opened up quite a bit because that's kind of like creepily tight. push this all back. There we go, that's a little bit better. We even have this little, like a pathway almost here. That's kind of helping. Oh gosh, the moire pattern. There we go. That's kind of neat, right? I don't think that's perfect. It's not perfectly. Is it perfectly even? No, it's like one click off, I think. That's gonna bug me, so we'll just go here. There we go. Okay. And now this is off looking, but that looks worse. Ah. Okay, you know, you get whatever, you get the point. Let's see here. No worries. No worries. Hope you had a good nap then after work. Totally understand. Are you feeling a little more rested now that you've had a nap, Tessa? Yeah, exactly, Juliet, right? See, there's so many things you could do. There's so many choices. So much room for activities. Right? You could even have once again, we put these back in, and then you'd have places to stand. Get some texture glitching, but when you're taking a photo, it doesn't matter. So there you go, right? Has some cool, interesting black and white stuff going on. You could have a just pure black background. You can have a white background over here. And then at the entrance, you could make even like you could honestly have another one over here. Or I think it'd be kind of cool to make it feel like it is like a pop-up studio. So like it'd be kind of, I was thinking as I was building that, like if you use this, and these are not functioning as like the backdrop, but they're just to give it this extra sense of that it's like kind of like, you know, they DIY'd this and like built this thing out. Oh, that is a lot of texture glitching. Let's fix that. Maybe like that. Do you see what I'm going for? Like someone was like, yo, we need to build a home studio. And someone's like, cool, I have a Home Depot near me. Let's do it. And then just as, I don't know, I think that this is kind of like just like maybe a nice touch where, again, this does not actually impact the actual setup where you're taking the photo, but just when someone loads in the room now, this feels to me a little bit more like you're on the set of a movie studio. That's what I'm going for. You know, have you guys seen like those behind the scenes stuff in the movie, right? On the DVDs. Wow, I'm gonna date myself here. You know, the Blu-ray extras. There you go. And they show like the behind the scenes where there's the green screens and all that crap going on. And there's lots of scaffolding and like things because they built out all of these set pieces. And so I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to help sell the idea that you're like on a set of something, right? You're on the, yeah, you know, like you're in a warehouse and you're in a studio, right? So just these little details. And then you could even, because this is dark, you could probably dye this even if you really wanted to go like this little bit here and still get the rivets. You could do, actually just, no, you don't even have to dye it. Just go like this, just tuck it in. There you go, you can get the rivets. Right there, ooh, right there. There we go. You can get some riveting. So like, how is it affixed to here? Rivets across the wood panels. Same thing here, just to hide this a little bit. There you go. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool looking. And then you'd start building out your little scenes in here. Right, like, I don't know, whatever you're gonna build over here. And then you could have a little reception area. Like, I'm thinking of doing this for one of the rooms in the FC house. eventually, because I think it'd be really cool if, since the idea is that I'm going to create a place there that we can all hang out together, I think at least one area should be able to have sort of like group photos and stuff, because it'd be really cool to also play around with dressing a photo area up for group photos and stuff, kind of like we did with prom night. So let's see. Tessa's saying you're up late at Ichi last night and worked today. Yeah. Did you enjoy Ichi? Was that your first time at... No. It was not your first time at Ichi, because we were all there for Aramore's birthday too. So I think, yeah. But yeah, I think like this would be something really cool we could do. Just, yeah, easy apartment build. I just need to get some alts and stuff a little bit leveled up. But yeah. Maybe even build it into the main house. I don't know. I'm thinking of redoing the main house. Is there a mannequin? So I was looking at this too in my inventory, because we have like the mannequin where we could... I had this actually left over from the previous build, or previous to tutorials. And I was like, is there a mannequin on a stand? Right? I think there is. Well, we could... So we could have this, and then we could have like a vanity like dressing area over here or something. I thought that'd be kind of neat. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Is this ridiculous? That's too crazy looking. But you could have a little boxed-in area over here where you... Let's see. What do we have? I took down the Scholastic Library in order to build this place right now. So that's why I have all these items here. This is every item that's used for the Scholastic Library. Let's see. Okay, these are not very good for what I'm talking about here. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. This could be kind of neat. Let's just dress this up a little bit, right? You could be like, oh, you know, we tried to make the set look a little bit presentable. Right, if you're gonna rent this out too, there's gotta be some amenities and some nice things here. So, tools and stuff. You'd have maybe like some kind of a little like dressing area or something over here, I would guess. What could go over there? I don't know. Just seating, you know. I could easily see something like you just put some tables out here with some extra makeup and maybe some of like the clutter that looks like clothes and stuff, right? Maybe this is costumes and dressing area over here. You could even have a mannequin that's maybe like dressed up here with some outfit ideas, right? So here we go, right? That's kind of looking like, there is a waiting area. See how we're going for here? What I'm going for here? Where we're getting kind of like in between useful, but then also, or like the literal usage is in here. And then there's just the role play kind of immersion aspect over here. So that'd be, yeah, really basic idea, really simple setup. But I think this little bit would add a lot. It's a nice little touch when you load in, you kind of think, oh yeah, it's like, there's a story going on here instead of just the pure function. And yeah, like a dressing room, yeah, exactly, Tessa. So we could do, I know there's like the Kyurgens, right? You could use these, right, for changing screens, for example. So you could have, for example, like this, maybe, right? And then you could have, I mean, heck, you could even have one on either side and have it be like a guy's and a girl's side. Maybe have the retain, so you could maybe do like this, take your retainer or the NPCs, and you could put them on either side to like designate like male and female. Although of course this is then, I mean, you know, I would say you could also be gender neutral and just say there's two changing areas. But if you wanted to do like a guys and a girls side, you could even do this. curtain on this side, curtain on that side, and like either this to indicate, or even heck these, right? You could use this so it's not even a person. It's just like the mannequins, and they're acting as the bathroom male and female sign. That'd be interesting. I've not often seen designations for male and female bathrooms, or, you know, or all gender or whatever bathrooms, but that'd be kind of a cool little touch when someone does like a restroom somewhere in like a public venue. And I know there's a bunch of really good vanity items and stuff. There's the mummers, right? There's a bunch of like makeup stuff here. Mummers maquillage. This is from the Gold Saucer. Once you do fashion report enough, so you get this kind of thing. Is this Mummer's wardrobe have good stuff? This could be cool just to be here, right? Like, I mean, to just be where you'd be putting your change of clothes or something. There's the clothing rack, I believe. Like, I don't know what that's called. The coat rack? Garment rack, there it is, right? So you could definitely have a garment rack right here. Yeah. And then I think we also said like, okay, so you could do this, and then a setup where you have multiple areas to photo shoot. You could easily build another area over here or something. And then you can also just float this whole thing up. Because right now, if, for example, we wanted to build out a scene, it would be really tough to do that here. Or we'd be very limited because we couldn't push anything through the floor. So, but if we just raise everything up and then put some steps right here, actually, so this creates a nice walkway. And what we could do now is take all of our stuff here and just raise it up, right? Let's see. Do I have a float mechanism here? Let me take this. So we're just gonna take our studio setup here, and we're just gonna push the whole thing up. Actually, maybe I should straighten this stuff out a little bit more, just to make sure it's is it nice and even already? Maybe it actually kind of is. It's actually, maybe it's pretty decent already. I might rearrange this a little bit, maybe off stream, to do a little bit of nudging and stuff. But there's no reason to hyper over design it maybe right now. Oh, the plants are coming with it. Okay, we can fix the plants later. Okay, is that too crazy? Let's see, if you walk in, maybe that's a little bit too high. Let's go like there. And I think that should be at least minimum float height for most things. We want it to be like at least as high as this, I think, right? Because a lot of things, they hit minimum float height at least at like troop stage height. So we do troop. Yeah, so that's well above troop stage height. And does this still have enough space where I could easily stand in here? Yeah, you might even want to lower it a little bit more. I don't know. So the thing about this is that we wanted to be able to do stuff like this, right? Where we can have this stuff and push it up to the floor. So for example, if I wanted to use some of these things, but only a certain portion of them, we can't do that if it's too low to the ground. What's a good example? I don't have maybe the best example here in my inventory, but... Well, actually, even this, right? Like, I mean, suppose this little arch was part of our build somehow, right? There you go, right? I mean, you could raise the floor up so that you could still do this, and then you could do like I'm just gonna wing this, right? So you could have some kind of interesting like a pattern here. And then to not have this texture glitch, let's just rotate these all off from each other a little bit. Like all you need is 1 pixel off. Oops. There you go. There you go. See, now they're not texture glitching. Just so it doesn't freak your eyes out. And then you could go like that. And then you could have some kind of, that's like, see, part of the backdrop, maybe. So I think what we can do... Billy, is this pretty much what you did? I know you said that you raised up your studio a bunch. And is this pretty much what you went for? Hey, Strangers and Wilson, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome back, welcome back. How's it going? Uh-oh. Why is this not working? There we go. Sometimes the cadence of pushing the float is a little bit too fast or something. So sometimes it's actually better to go slow. Like you can actually go do the floats pretty slow. Like place escape, a little too slow. There, place escape. Slower than you'd think though, a lot of the time. Like if you go too fast, sometimes it won't work. Did I not get... Ah, dang it. I didn't get the last one over there. This thing's kind of a nightmare to float. I'd probably do this in layers, to be honest, if I was to do this again. Where I would maybe float some portion of these, freeze them in place with a marker of how high they need to be. And then come back, lock them in place rather, walk out of the room, come back in, and then refloat more stuff. And then if it gets messed up, you can always just walk out of the room and have everything reset to the float height that you wanted. Just turn grid snap back on, because otherwise this is going to be really annoying to get precise. And there we go. It's... Ah, I know what I could have done. This. There we go. That's much easier. What height is everything at? You finished a full redesign of your FC house. Oh, wow. Hey, congrats on the redesign. You built your first false roof with wood rafters. It was so time consuming, but it was so worth it. Congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, like it really changes a lot. It really... Changing the floor or the ceiling, you'd be surprised just how much that impacts the overall feeling of being in the space. Without even adding decoration or anything like that, right? It adds so much to the space to just be able to do that at least. Ooh. Let's see, let's try to get this to the same height. Oh, I'm gonna probably pull the planters away anyway, so those don't need to be fixed. Let's see. Can I get everything here? No, there's no way. This is gonna be a real bear to rotate too, huh? Your entire basement is floated luminous lofts. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's the location of the hips and the white screen super awkward. Oh, yeah. What is the location of the white screens? Like, is their rotation axis really strange? Oh, that's really hard to see right now. It's okay. Let's just float these first. You can put lights in the rafters. Ooh, cool. Have you shared, you're in the Discord? If you are, I'd love to see what you did. And post some photos and stuff of it in the showcase, in the housing section. There we go. How did I do there? Okay. Good lord. Okay. I always say the unglamorous side of housing is having to do all this. But I gotta say, do you guys get like a ton of satisfaction when you're working on a project and it looks like complete garbage for a little while because like in your mind, right, you've already solved the puzzle of how all this stuff's supposed to fit together, but for a little while you're building, it's gonna look real wonky. But like, man, the feeling when you finally click in all the items, like the last bits, you know, and then you rotate them hopefully and nothing falls down, which is like I think a big part. And then you walk outside and you walk back inside and you walk back into like just the clean, everything all floated looking thing. Oh man, that is a good feeling. It's so satisfying. Like when I built Prominence and everything, that was like a huge moment, was just, you know, floating all that stuff all over the place. And then being able to walk back outside though, and you walk back in, and it looks like the thing that you had in your brain. And it's just such a like, yes, this is what it's supposed to look like. Like just a ceiling. Not like right now where it just looks like a bunch of random crap floated all at different heights. Yeah, you know what I mean, Tessa? I know what you mean. The kitchen in my personal home was like that for me. Yeah. Oh yeah, the kitchen. A lot of times people when they're doing the kitchens and the cabinets and stuff, and you have like a bunch of, you know, white rectangular partitions or wood slats or something, all rotated all in crazy directions and stuff, just to make sure you can float them properly. And then you finally rotate them all into place. And all the seams disappear and everything, and it just goes like, yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Let's pull this back for a second. Just to make sure we can float all this stuff. Or rather, rotate all this stuff. Okay. I want to take away these two. Okay. Rotate. 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 Is that off? Wait, why is that one? That single one is so much higher. Grr. That's annoying. Can I snag it like this? There we go. Perfect. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, so now rotate, rotate, rotate. Like, wait, is there an extra one here that I'm not getting? There's one here. There's gotta be one here. There it is. Okay. I definitely could be more efficient with this right now, but that's fine. In terms of slots and stuff, but like, oh, we're doing this for the sake of speed right now. Okay, so I think, oh, right, the ones in the front. And rotate our little posts here. This should be floated down. The heck? All right, well, we can hopefully, let's just use a Riviera wall shelf for this one. So that way we don't hit anything else. But of course, it's not gonna want to float to the right height, huh? There we go. Okay. One more. And there we go. It's a little off, but it's close enough. For our purposes. Let's go here. Let's fix this. Let's get our little paneled look thing going on here. Okay, and then over here. Okay, I think, like, I'm kind of thinking it'd be kind of cool to do this. And then put stairs here to lead up. Even a loft, right? Could be good right there. And then you just have stairs leading up to it. Let's exit the room though, actually. And lock these in place. Let's see. OMGS. Like I don't even have to worry about a fixture because the light's set the right mood. Let's see, oh right, you're talking about the luminous lofts automatically have the natural light built in, which is so slot efficient. And see, and I'm already thinking about redoing my personal. Do you ever have trouble quieting your creativity? Like I just finished this FC house build and I'm already thinking about redoing my personal. No, I mean, I don't think is that, just see. Are you saying like there's too many things you want to build, right, Wilson? Wilson. I think I need some wooden steps, which I don't have here. I'm not sure where I put them. Must have taken them out somewhere. What else could we use? Oh, actually. Well, honestly, we could use wooden lofts even. What would be interesting here? I won't have to go. Oh, I guess I could just see how much wooden steps are. But yeah, we get the point here. Let's see. Just posted. Okay, cool. You posted in my Discord. I'll have to take a look at that. Julia, did I make a? I guess I didn't make a groaning noise. I've not watched Buffy, so I don't know exactly that noise that it refers to. But I guess I'm glad it triggered your nostalgia. I'm aware of the show. I just didn't watch it. So yeah. Stranger Than Wilson says yeah. Or you finish a build and you already start thinking of things to change or what you could do different next time. Oh, all the time. It happens all the time. And I would say actually, like a good thing to do with that is like just constantly jot down your ideas in a notebook or something. And then that way you don't necessarily have to act on them, but at least they're captured somewhere, right? 'Cause I think like a big thing with creativity is that your creative brain does go a little nuts sometimes and it just will just like generate ideas, right? But I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that I think you feel like you need to act on them immediately or else you'll lose them. And so make sure to write them down, I would say, and kind of come up with like a bit of a system for how to archive them or how to like kind of keep track of those ideas, you know? And but I think there's nothing, I think that if anything that's how the creative brain works, right? Is that one thing leads to another. So if anything, I would say that's pretty normal. I think for most of us creatives, I think most people here would probably agree to this to some amount, that's flow, right? In a lot of ways, that's creativity. That's like being in the zone. Is when you're building something, and as you're building it, you're thinking, oh wait, but actually, that'd be kind of cool to try. Oh, actually, that would be kind of cool to try. And then you try those things, and you go, well, that's not quite right, but doing that actually makes me think that maybe this thing could be really cool instead, right? So like, for example, I didn't actually think about the fact that this is going to be like this would be a cutout that has like a natural ramp up for like, here, this would be like a stairwell that would go up to this. I was just thinking it'd be kind of cool. Like as I was placing these on the ground, I noticed that having this thing pop out a little bit, right, actually kind of helped visually indicate to you what's going on here. Because I've seen sometimes where they'll create an alcove, right? But then there's like, you can't quite see what's in the alcove without actually going all the way here and then turning. So from the doorway though, now you can kind of tell that there's a black backdrop on this side and a white backdrop on this side. And it kind of visually clues you in, almost like game design, where the game designers often like put a spotlight near a doorway or something like that, purely to give you a reason like, oh, where am I supposed to go next? Oh, right, the doorway that's illuminated over there. Or like, you know, there's some kind of a little indication of like what can happen. So like something like that, right? Where like I did that, and then by doing that, I created a sort of like a little pocket U shape, and then with the pocket U shape though, as I started floating, I started thinking, well, that's actually just a natural stairwell area, and none of that was planned. I mean, it was just like oh, whoa, wouldn't this be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? So let's see. But yeah, like let's see what we do different. Right? And then they generate a bunch of ideas when you're not free to do anything. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's another thing too. I would say really, really good to make sure that you have a note-taking app or something on your phone as well. Ideally, that syncs with whatever you're taking notes at home with. So, like, that's the thing. It's good to take notes on pen and paper if that works for you too. But practically speaking, you probably don't always have a pen and paper. But like, I highly recommend a note-taking app like Evernote. I use Evernote pretty religiously, like all the time. So Evernote is really good. Honestly, just the notes app on your phone. Voice memos. I know some people even do this, right? Where like if you're driving and you have like say an Apple Watch or even just your phone, just like sometimes if you're driving, just yell a voice memo into your phone. Right? Describe what you're talking about and like capture the idea that way, because it just like happens all the time. When it'll just happen wherever you're doing, right? Yo, what's up, DJ Volpe? Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. And welcome to my Discord. I remember I saw you that you joined and you were saying hello. Great to have you. How are you doing? By the way, also, I do apologize for this. I did not see this follow come in, but GG Arsene. Is that how you pronounce your name? If you're still here, GG Arsene, thank you very much for the follow for the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. I do apologize. I did not catch your follow earlier on, but glad to have you here. Yeah, oh yes, Limecall is bringing up Obsidian. So yeah, if you brain mapping with notes and stuff, like Obsidian is great, and so is Roam Research. So I personally use Roam Research, but I do know that they activated, I think like a pay. A lot of them are not free anymore. Some of them started free, but now they're not. But that's another great note-taking thing. It's like you have like a brain map type of note-taking notes where you have Obsidian and Roam Research both have something called bidirectional linking, which is, I mean, in concept, very simple, which is basically just link both directions. But it gets really powerful when you start linking constantly linking things to other things, and you kind of basically like notes always reference other notes instead of having like, for example, just folders that have things that are collected in them, right? So sometimes you get into that like folder collection mode where you organize all of your reference material, and it's like, I don't know, like just to use what Julia was saying earlier, it's like skate parks, photo studios, and something else, right? But there's not a lot of ways that those things can interact with each other. So it's just kind of like you have to remember which bin you put them in. But then with Obsidian and Roam Research, you get this really nice thing where it encourages you to constantly be linking to things like thoughts and other ideas and concepts. So you're constantly creating interconnected notes with each other. And then that way it sort of allows for like non-linear thinking, I guess, or something, where like I'm looking up this. It's a little bit more like how your brain probably really works, right? Where you're thinking about something and it triggers you to think about something else. And you're like, oh, right, I thought about something like that. Okay, put it in brackets, it becomes a link to, let's just say, oh, that's like, this is a really good thing that's relating to like motivational quotes. And then you like link it to the motivational quotes. And then now if you either search motivational quotes, you can get there, or directly from that note, you can get to your library of motivational stuff. Yeah, it's like a whole big, wormhole thing. Oh, Billy, I see you got a dip. Thank you for coming to the stream. Hopefully you can make it on a Wednesday too. I think on Wednesday, yeah, I'm gonna reset this thing a little bit and dress it up a little bit nicer, and then we'll work on building some actual Gpose Studio set pieces like the ones that you've been making. So hope you can come and join on Wednesday. We'll see you around. Have a great rest of your night, Billy. Yeah, Lime is Lime's got the right of it. Yeah, use it for a lot of uni projects. A lot of people use it for researching or just note taking, journaling even. Right, and I think that's a good way to put it too, right? Is that with the bidirectional linking and stuff, you get a lot of this cross-pollination between ideas where things don't neatly fit into a category. So for example, I find a quote and it's very much motivational, but it's also like a life lesson, and it also is applicable to, I don't know, maybe some other project that you're working on, and you can kind of like really make sure that it gets captured in all those areas instead of having to just pick a folder or like pick a bullet point area where it's going to go in. But yeah, let's see. Volpe saying, got done with the pop-up DJ set at first mouse. Oh, nice. So, I mean, obviously it's in your name, DJ. You're a DJ. So you have a pop-up DJ set at your personal house. That's cool. Is your character in game Volpe? Have we met in game, Volpe? I've seen you pop up the last couple times in the streams and stuff, and I'm just wondering, do I know you by a different name in game, or something, or have we only just talked on stream and kind of the little chats in the Discord now? And let's see. So yeah, so next time, so I think, yeah, a big thing that we're going to try next time is we're going to try to really build out like a scene, right? So if you've like, let me get an example here, right? Okay. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna get some, these are some example tweets of like some of the stuff we're gonna try for Wednesday. Oh man, that's kind of frustrating. What the heck is going on here? One moment, just hold on. Okay, you know what? It's fine. I'm not gonna log in. Here we go, right? Ignore the little Twitter banner at the bottom. But yeah, so you could see, like, here's one by Sakuran, or Sakura 92111 on Twitter. So like, this is kind of like the abstract photo studio kind of look, right? You've probably seen a little bit of stuff like this. So we're gonna try building something a little bit like this, maybe next time, right? Where we get not just a big black background, but we also put in some lights and some flowers, or just some kind of a, make it an art piece, right? In a way, and then have people be able to come and Gpose in it. Part of this is I need to go gather some of these items, and I'm not gonna recreate it one for one, but just like some inspiration things, something like this. Let me pull up another one. There's many styles for this, right? Let's see, here's another really good one. Oh, it's loading. Okay, so here we go. Here's another great example. Izumu _ housing on Twitter. And they had some of these, which were really cool, right? So like that. Like, that's pretty crazy looking. Actually, that's really elaborate. But something like that. Or like this. That's nice. Like, this is something very doable in an apartment. Just some really nice pops of color and placement of lighting. stuff like this. I think this is the new some new items in here, but some really cool, really cool set piece. And like this, oh, beautiful, beautiful. Oops, no Twitter, not right now. Yeah, I think there's so many ideas. It's literally like infinite what we could do with Gpose Studios. And I think it's kind of nice. It'll be kind of nice really just going crazy and making the most visually spectacular looking backdrops that we can think of. So do you guys have any artists that you particularly follow Gpose-wise on Twitter that I ought to know about? Or do you have either artists who make really amazing Gpose work, because I always love discovering new artists, and two, do you have any reference material for like how to do Gposes that you go to all the time, like maybe a resource that you use to learn, or a creator or something who teaches this or something? Just because I'm interested in learning more myself, and I think share with the class, right? So, does anybody have any artists and or instructors or something for Gpose and stuff they'd like to shout out? And you can't link. I have links turned off, just for some safety reasons in the stream. But if you want to just like write their name out or something, or something like that, you could even maybe send it to me in Discord and I can post some of them if they're applicable. Let's see, Tess is saying, part of a Discord call. Oh yeah, anamnesis? Yeah. I'm aware. Nyan, right? I think Nyan is a really big builder from that stuff. I think she is one of the people who does a lot of the poses for that, right? Because I know, yeah, lets you pose. Yeah, exactly. I've seen Nyan's work. I've liked some of her stuff, and she has some really cool poses that let you do sort of atypical looking things. So you're not just limited to like the emotes in the game, so to say, to get your character looking awesome, and it'll snap them into really great positions. That's great. I unfortunately cannot probably get that with my current setup because I'm on a PlayStation / and or a Mac. So I don't know that I can actually use anamnesis, but yes, that's a good one for sure. If you do have a PC and you do have the ability to fiddle around with some extra plugins and that kind of thing. Just be careful, of course, when posting, but I think there's like proper etiquette for how to post about that stuff. I think Gpose and stuff, if you heavily I think that the rule of thumb is if you're posting Gpose photos that are very modded or use plugins or anything like that kind of thing, just don't tag Square Enix, I believe, or don't put their copyright because it's not representative of the game anymore. Something like that, right? Is that the etiquette there? If you're like photoshopping on top of it and you're, doing all this crazy stuff to it, I think that's the idea, right? But yeah, it's amazing, all the artwork that people create. I'm jealous. I definitely want to figure out how to get better photos of like myself in this game and take better better studio quality stuff. Let's see, I'm trying to think through what else I may want to add in here. I think I'll probably, yeah, maybe I'll just try to build out the little vanity area or something if I have some time off stream. And then, or maybe like right now, I don't know, what do we have? Need some mummers, maculages. Can I get that really quick at the gold saucer, potentially? There, it's gold saucer. Let's go to gold saucer. Why not? Let's go take a look. Oh, also for anybody who's, I don't know, I don't think anybody is exactly like, just like chomping at the bit for this, but just so you guys know too, the VODs for last week's streams, in terms of the garden stuff that we were building, I apologize, I'm a little bit behind on putting those up, but I will be putting them up tonight on my YouTube, or possibly just like first thing going live tomorrow or something. So if you'd like to rewatch those, and then I'm going to work on getting this VOD up too on stream. It might not be tonight, it might not be right away, just kind of space them out a little bit. But yeah, I do apologize that I'm a little bit behind on that. I was working on some other things for the stream recently. So, good things that it's going to allow more stuff to happen. But it means I can't do everything all at once. Tessa says, I gotta go, but you'll be back on Wednesday. Awesome. Okay, we'll see you on Wednesday then, Tessa. Thank you very much for coming and for your input. Look forward to seeing you then. Oh, wow, everybody's like spawning in all around me. I guess there's probably a lot of people here. Because of all the Make It Rain campaign, right? Actually, oh, I need to get the emotes too. I haven't gotten the shiny hands emote yet. I need to get them on my characters very quickly. I'll have to do that. We have like a couple more days, right? Where am I going? Ethernet. I haven't done this in so long. I think it's, where is it west? Let's see where the fashion report guy is. The what's his name? Oh, over there. That's fine. Whoop. Here we go. Boutique vendor. What do we have? There it is, the mummers, maculage, coat hanger. Oh yeah, we have a bunch of clothes too on there. Oh, here we go, the dressing thing. Here you go. So yeah, we could do stuff like this. Shirt rack. Let's get maybe 2 members maculages? I don't think the wardrobe is that applicable. To come back. The new emotes are 10 out of 10? Yeah, right? The little shiny gold hands, it's so good. And I'm so glad that it's persistent too, right? Because there's, it does bug me, like when some emotes are really good, but they don't stay on, like they don't loop, and you have to just like keep hitting the button. So it's really great that you can just turn this one, the gold hands on, and it just stays. I kind of wish like a bunch of emotes had options where you could like maybe put a little check mark where you go, does this automatically loop, or does this just do it once and then stop? Right? Yeah, see, like there, exactly, the read emote. I was actually about to just ask that. Like the read I saw you guys doing the read emote when we were out at the garden, and I don't think it loops, right? You just have to keep opening the book, but it would make sense that if you were just AFKing or hanging out somewhere and you're reading a book, you don't just only ever read a book for 2 seconds, right? I mean, you gotta, yeah. Neither does a sip tea. Exactly. See, I really wish they would give us a little toggle that would just allow us to have it loop automatically. That would be so nice. Wouldn't it be nice? Let's use what we got here. Okay. This is a texture glitch all over the place. So we're gonna try to not have that happen. Super duper quick DIY makeup area. Just throwing this together. Here we go. Where did I have it? There we go. The dress form. There we go. We can get just some basic things. We even have a crystal bell. Where did that just go? Just gonna do so you could. You know, okay. You know another thing that would be really nice for housing is if you could toggle certain items or even just any items to be interactable with the people, right? So like I wish you had the option to just say anybody can use the crystal bell to change their hair. Like, it's not like you're making money off of it, you know? But like in this photo studio here, right? I'm the only person in the entire game that can use this crystal bell right now. Except for RP purposes, but like, it would be so nice to be able to actually use this. Right, yeah, see, people can't even eat your food, right? Like, you can put out food for the guests, but they can't even eat it, right? They can't eat it, they can't use, like, the crystal bell. Another thing, right, is for a lot of people, they use the ale taps for their bars, and people can't, like, you can't have a bartender use the ale tap and pour the beer unless they are part of the house. So if you can add every single person you hire to your FC, then wonderful. But if you have a person, like, for example, Prominence is my personal house. I can't possibly add everybody who'd want to pour themselves a glass of beer or something, right? So, like, that kind of sucks, you know? But I really wish we could. That would be really awesome. Oh, here's another idea. What if you put this in here and just had it, like, hidden? You know? So, like, there's, like, the stand, but then if you just put it on here, then you can make it feel like, oh, like, if you just needed to, like, drape something or test out an outfit or something, you can put it there. It's kind of an interesting idea. No glitching even required there. Drop a little light here. Because I think, you know, you probably come in and it'd be like this or something. It looks kind of nice. Put a little curtain here. You could even, we have one more set of planters, I think. So that'd be kind of nice right here. To just give this a little bit of a break from the door. Honestly, this feels like it should be like this. Or something like that, right? You could even have 3 of them, to be honest. Yeah, there you go. Little, like, vanity area. And you can come over here and take photos. Just need some steps here. Build out a little bit more of a scene. I don't know what you could do over here. You could have this be like a... some kind of, like, a gift shop or something, maybe, or... I don't know, or maybe just a secretary desk, right? This could be where the, I could definitely see someone doing this. Where you say... have them here. We need like a indoor, let's see. Where's a desk? We get a desk from the library. It's gotta be here somewhere. It should be here somewhere. Oh, it was a table, that's what it was. There we go. Could even have some stuff here like paperwork that they do, right? So tabletop, right? Be like, these are the orders or something, right? Like, there you go, right? Maybe they have their clients and stuff, right? The bookings, upcoming bookings for here. Who's going to be coming in? Kind of needs more lighting, ideally. I think we can drop our little, like, lights again. Boop, boop. A little spooky looking, actually, with like that. Maybe they should be these ones instead. There you go, you know? Ta-da! Easy, simple. Let's see. Imagine shoving his mouth to the... Exactly. Exactly. See, when you want to drink some of the beer, how are you supposed to get the beer out of the tap? You can't. But I wish you could. I really wish. I hope that is a small change that they will make in the future, is that they will allow us to just toggle it on and toggle it on or off people's ability to interact with the interactable items within our housing. Unless, I don't know, would that break something? Like, for example, there's the loading limits of a house, right? So if everybody triggered an interactable item at the same time, maybe it would break something, and that's why they can't do that. Because it's not like if you turn it on for one person, it would probably be a universal toggle on for everybody. And maybe that's a problem, but that doesn't make any sense, because you could have an FC with 200 people, meaning all 200 of those people could be on the house and could have access to the housing. So that can't be that breaking of the game to be able to do that. And let's see. Glasses are expensive and not worth item slots. I agree. Yeah. Sometimes they are. But yeah, a lot of times there's little things of like, you bring your own tankard, right? Everybody has their pocket tankard that just gets popped out of it's summoned into existence because we're magic, obviously. So who needs a cup when you can just summon a stein anytime you want? And Eclipse, hello, what's up, Eclipse? How are you doing? Always nice to see you popping into the stream too. What else would people add to what else happens with photo studios that people do? I guess for one, you could just change some of the walls and stuff. This is like the most basic of basic photo studios. But I think that's kind of nice in a way. This is a extremely beginner friendly looking photo studio. Let's take a look around at this in a little bit more of a nice way. Let me move my mouse out of here. Yeah, there you go. Ooh, look at that. Look at those camera pans. Ooh, yeah. Very simple. You can go up in here, take those photos. And then I think, yeah, for the next stream, we'll build out something kind of crazy in there. Actually, this makes me think though. What item slots? How many item slots are we at right now? We're at less than half. So yeah, plenty. So you could easily do something like this that we have here, and still have 50 item slots, which I think is quite a lot actually, to still build out your scene in here. So that's, I think, actually honestly plenty to build out a pretty cool looking scene up there. So that'll be fun. Next time on Wednesday, we'll build out a full scene of stuff over there. Is this similar at all to what you guys have set up in your apartments, or is this a little different? I'm kind of curious if there's a bunch of radically different ways that people are doing this. Let's see. Wood loft. Let's do here. It's actually kind of nice when you can see it there. Oop. And now you need a set of stairs. Oh, I wonder how much wood stairs are. I think it's called wood steps, right? There we go. Oh, wooden steps, I think is actually what it is. Maybe. There we go, wooden steps. Oh, that's not too bad at all. I'll take it. I might need 2. I don't know. I'll buy 2. That's fine. Cool. All right. So yeah, I think I'm gonna probably start wrapping it up here for today. But thank you very much, everybody, for coming to the stream. I know this one was pretty simple, pretty basic, but I think it was a good primer for what we're gonna then do on Wednesday, because I think now it's always nice to just kind of get a little bit of the basics down and kind of just show how to set up even a pretty basic setup. So that way, if anybody, you know, was kind of stumped a little bit on how to set up a photo studio, now at least you have some kind of basic idea. And now we pretty much have our setup also ready for Wednesday. Oh, there we go. That should work. There we go. Hopefully this is smooth. Oh, close enough. I could nudge it out a little bit, but yeah. There we go. I think this is like pretty much the setup we're gonna run with. So you walk in, we have our little photo studio set up, then you walk up the stairs, and then we'll have our little scene out here. Probably, yeah, probably build out a scene like right here, or I don't know, maybe two? One on each corner, like one abstract here, a dark and a light version, heaven and hell, I don't know, yin yang, right? So, I'll probably like, I'll try to think a little bit more, maybe buy a couple items or craft some items. I didn't want to bog down the stream too much with that, but I do feel like there's definitely a better, or not, okay, I don't want to say better necessarily, but I'm just a little bit more of a complex or interesting way that this could be laid out. This is like, I think, level 1, right? You know, basic layout, everything's kind of just placed down, but I think there's probably something we could do a little bit more interesting with this front foyer area too. But can always go up here. Oh, I think a small note is that this is obviously not the default light inside this apartment. This is the gold saucer chandelier. And the main reason that I use the gold saucer chandelier in many of my builds is because it has such a low profile to the ceiling. So it really gets itself out of the way, right? So for example, since we're walking up and really raising ourselves up, if it was a bunch of the other chandeliers, their chandelier would be right here and it'd be really in the way. So this is a really good purchase, I would say, for anybody who's into housing. Just grab yourself one of these and it's a really good thing to just put down in your build. Especially if you're doing fake roofs and stuff, because it really just pushes it way out of the way. So that's in case anybody glanced and saw that and was like, what is that? Yeah, it's a gold saucer chandelier. Really, really useful for getting stuff out of the way when you are building. Or keep staying out of the way when we're completed here. Because yeah, see, here, if you zoom in, it's not too big of an issue, but like if you're standing up here watching your friend take a photo or helping them out, it could get really annoying if this thing's hanging down. And I don't think there's any toggle in Gpose that lets you delete the chandelier from existence. So best you can do is have it out of the way. Yay, I'm glad you like it, Lime Cola. The stairs in the foyer area. I'm really excited to start figuring out how all this works because, yeah, then we have more ways to create artwork for the stream and also for with each other when we are all hanging out and stuff. We'll have some cool photo backdrops. Like the I set up the very basic version of this in the apartment here, just to take photos that some of the little cutouts of myself that you've seen maybe in my artwork, or the ads and stuff for some of the other streams. That I used the really basic setup that I started with at the beginning of this stream, like nothing fancy, it's just that. But I've always wanted to get a little bit cooler photography stuff for banner art and for thumbnails and that kind of thing. So this is gonna be great. I wanted to learn this, and I hope that maybe you guys learned a little something too. Yeah. I think after I kind of get a little bit of a better grasp and I really feel like I truly understand some of the like optimal ways to do a lot of this, because I think I need to experiment with some of this first to make sure that there isn't like an easier, cleaner way to explain something or even just to do something. But eventually I definitely want to make like a full-on tutorial stream and or video that will help walk you through how to do this, or you can, that you'd be able to link to your friends to walk through this, and maybe even how to do Gpose settings and that kind of thing. And a lot of that actually will just get into like straight up photography, basically, I would say, because I think that a lot of photography ends up being just applicable in here too, right? How to light scenes, how to light people, how to do catch lights and rim lights and all that kind of photography spiel. But I think for tonight, I'm just gonna keep this one kind of short here. And I got some stuff to prepare for Wednesday. I'm gonna be getting, as I said, the stream VODs from last week's garden build up probably tonight, and or releasing maybe like 8 a.m. or something tomorrow. So you can look forward to both of those, the Monday and the Wednesday one, because it was 2 parts. The links to my YouTube channel are down below, as well as all my other socials. So hopefully you'll come join me there. Got a lot of exciting things I have planned coming up. I think there's going to be a lot of really fun stuff on the way. So I'll leave that as a bit of a tease right now. But I guess actually, in a way, if you're in my Discord, you could kind of also see what I have coming up. The stream schedule is updated. So if you're in the Discord, then you can take a look at that. And I've updated the stream schedule for the rest of June. And I've also updated the events within Discord with pretty much all those events. So you can add yourself to any notifications for those you want. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you everybody for coming to the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. If anybody has any last questions or anything, feel free to fire it out right now. And if not, I'll see you guys on Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. PST, which is 7 to 9 p.m. EST. Cool. All right. I will thank you for coming to the stream, Juliet. You are most welcome to. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. But for now, good evening and good night, everybody. Take care.